Tonight is a special evening for our community. Each year, when we come together to celebrate the accomplishments of our community members, we are able to shine a bright light on the incredible work that so many of you do day to day. With the awards that we present tonight, we are honoring your contribution to your work, or your volunteerism, your skills, and your talents that you offer to our community here in Membertou. So I want to start by sending congratulations to our winners and their families here tonight. We've experienced another successful year in Membertou. After 36 years, I am proud every day when I get the opportunity to represent you. Maybe it's at the business tables, the provincial meetings, the federal meetings, and maybe in our operations in Membertou and at the council table. Over the last year, there have been struggles. We've faced challenges as a council and a community. But what matters, and what has always mattered to us, is how we deal with our challenging moments. For me, I try to always use my time to be thoughtful and productive. When issues arise, I work to use my energy for pushing forward the many opportunities that are on the horizon for our community. Much of our success in Membertou has been built upon taking our roadblocks and turning them into something positive. Often, if you can look at a problem from a different angle, you'll see that there is a new opportunity waiting to begin. Over the last year, Membertou has been named a best managed company.
It sure has.
This is a national award that was given to only 47 other companies across all of Canada.
Wow.
We've also worked to create significant business development, becoming a major partner in the Port of Sydney project, which will see us have more decision-making power as the project rolls out.
Excellent.
And we've signed a landmark fishery deal with a seafood industry leader, Clearwater Seafoods.
Nice.
This deal will provide economic benefits back to our communities, all 13 communities in Nova Scotia, for the next 50 years.
Wow, that's incredible.
Our children and our grandchildren will feel the rewards of some of the work we are currently doing now. We have strong teams of people who are invested in Membertou, working for us. Every day, close to 600 people come to work in our community. That's an incredible number.
It is.
This is something we should all be proud of as a community here in Membertou. Looking back 30 years ago, we were dreaming that someday this would be a reality. With that said, this year is an election year in Membertou. I remain completely committed to our community, to our businesses, and to the advocacy work for the rights of our people as your chief. Come June 2020, I will be once again running to be your chief. Now, more than ever, I am energized by the thought of another strong 4 years of representing you. When I look at my grandchildren, I am reminded that there is more to do to ensure that their futures are secure and strong. When I look at our youth chief and council and the passion they hold for what is to come, I am inspired to do more and be more. Gathering with you tonight, I am home. I am among family. Community to me is family. One of the proudest accomplishments of my life thus far has been to go to work each day for you. So as we move toward election time, I encourage you as a community to think about who are the people that are excited about the positive things that are happening here. Who is focusing on moving us forward? Who is working to rally the community and show up for us? These individuals are the ones that are going to bring us to positive outcomes. Are there times when we need to step back and evaluate and ask hard questions? Sure. Are there times when we need to make difficult decisions? Absolutely. But let's remain committed to positivity and forward motion. Sometimes hard work isn't flashy, and it's certainly not glamorous. Sometimes what's happening online can be louder than that quiet movement of a steady hand. We know that community and values come first. We know that a big day of celebration is a result of a lot of days with hard work. Look at our winners this evening, for example. They are not awarded honors this evening for what they've done tonight. And that's to have a good meal. It's about all the days leading up to where they put so much of themselves into all that they do. As I look out in this room, I am reminded of the wonderful memories that we've all shared together. I am proud to know that there are many more exciting moments to come. This year, we will be the first ever Indigenous community in Canada to host the APTN's Indigenous Day Live concert.
Nice.
It will take place at the Membertou Powwow Grounds on June 20th this year. In 2021, we're going to host the Telescope at the Membertou Sport and Wellness Center. We will be welcoming major midget teams from all across Canada to play on our ice. So in closing, I would like to thank each of you for the contribution you make to our community. Each of us are a thread in the fabric of our community's story. I'm proud of the roles you play and look forward to continue to watch you shine. Thank you once again. Congratulations to our winners and have a good evening. Walalio.
Lily of Sangma, give me the ruling. And now, if I can ask our youth chief and youth council to come forward, please.
Oh, the headdress is beautiful.
Ladies and gentlemen, our youth chief and council. And now for youth chief Jaden Paul with his opening address.
I don't know how it's supposed to follow Terry. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us on tonight's events. My name is Jaden Paul. I am the son of Cloud and Alicia Paul. This year, I was elected in late October for Membertou's Youth Chief for the 2019-2020 term. First and foremost, I'd like to thank everybody who took the time to support us for being Membertou's youth, giving us this leadership role. I would also like to thank Cheryl Lockwood, Eileen Paul, Jeff Ward, Angela Paul, Jessica Christmas, and last but not least, Membertou's Chief and Council. Thank you for allowing us to become advocates for our wonderful community. Within the first 3 weeks of this year, we have raised over $1,500. We're currently using the funds for a program that we've started at Sydney Academy. We're using it for a lunch program for the First Nation kids who can't afford lunch. We're also looking at currently expanding it to schools. In December, we helped deliver the Christmas food boxes to Membertou families. As Membertou Youth Council, our goals are this year to host events such as bowling and skating nights. As of right now, we hosted one successful skating night and a miniature powwow at Sydney Academy that has been running for over 10 years. I am also happy to announce that we will continue with the annual Easter egg hunt this year. Details will be announced in the upcoming weeks. Again, thank you all for coming and showing your support. Lolly.
Okay.
Thank you, Chief and Council. It's an amazing thing, yes. And it's a great incentive as they come and have breakfast with us once a month to share their ideas and their dreams and their aspirations. And it's very rewarding, that truly the sky is the limit for our youth here in Membertou today. So and now is a time in our community, and it's a time of looking at our ancestors and looking at our families and looking at our loved ones that have passed on. And now we can do a time of reflection and memorial with them.
Beautiful.
We love you all, and you will always be remembered. And now for our awards. Our first award is a special recognition award. You know, there are people who go above and beyond for our community, leaving us with an impression that is unforgettable. As a community, it is our duty to recognize community members for their hard work, dedication, and contribution toward Membertou. For this award, we have two recipients. The first one is Madison Jill. We can ask the family come forward. Madison is the son of Babel and Gaina Joe. He's the third born child of 7. He has been on his own since he graduated from City Academy in 2009. He lived in Ottawa, Ontario for a few years and graduated from the Algonquin College with a diploma in professional writing. With being so far away from home, he had to find ways to make extra money. Madison was an extra on a TV show for a few episodes that aired on CBC, amongst others. At another job, he worked as a security guard at the Bell Center. He had been accepted at law school in Toronto, but decided to stay closer to home. He will be graduating from Dalhousie School of Law this upcoming May. He plans, after graduation, to work with Nova Scotia Legal Aid. With his strong work ethic, he is currently already working in the field of law. Madison always took school seriously and still continues to do so. He loves to learn, and when he's not busy with school and work, he likes to read on his free time. That's a lawyer right there. Madison is described as a young man who is an excellent role model for his younger sisters and brothers. Family is very important to him. One of his sisters wants to get into law as well. He has the support and love of his fiancée, Sylvia, who will be getting married this year. He's also an inspiration to his mother, Mabel, to further her educations. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Madison and Joe. So Madison is currently in Halifax, working on some cases now, and so his family is here to accept his award on his behalf.
Oh, that award is beautiful. Is it okay if I sit here? I've been moving it. Anybody sitting here?
I do have Christine. She's at the top.
So it's being live streamed. Madison could be watching right now because this is a live event. So congratulations, Madison, if you're watching. And your community loves you and supports you. Our next recipient is Armin William Paul. So Armin William Paul is the son of Captain Blair Paul and Mary Ellen Paul. Armin was born on July 1st, 1993, as the oldest of 3 children. He has 2 sisters, Jody and Jada. Armin's grandparents were the late Captain Melvin and Margaret Paul. And Armin always had a special bond with his grandparents, especially Margaret, who says he raised me while my parents worked. He credits her wise words and patience for others, especially for grandchildren. They would definitely be proud of him today. Armin's schooling began at Membertou Elementary. And at one point he had another student were the only 2 in his class.
Madison,
And they attended off-reserve school at Sherwood Park.
Congratulations,
And then
Madison.
later on to Sydney Academy High School, where he graduated in 2011 with distinction. In 2011, Armin attended CBU and graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Community Studies degree in 2016. Armin has always worked hard in his education, but there were times he would fall off the tracks. But it was his parents that will set him back and encourage him to do his best. In 2017, Armin was accepted in the School of Law at Dalhousie University. There he studied law and has been very involved with the university.
Both lawyers weren't here.
Several conferences, such as the Indigenous Bar Association Conference in Vancouver, Halifax, and recently in Ottawa. Armin is a young, inspired student. His goal is to continue to help the Indigenous people, as well as other Indigenous communities throughout Canada. Armin had an interest in law since he was young. He's credited his mother, an Aboriginal court worker with Mi'kmaq Legal Support Network.
Aww.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as Armin is working in courts as well, he couldn't be here. He's in Halifax now, and maybe he's taking a break and seeing our live stream. So, Armin and Medicine, hello, again.
Congratulations.
So, ladies and gentlemen, for our two award recipients for the Special Recognition Award, Madison Joe and Armin Paul. Thank you. So our next award for this year is a new award that we created, but more or less the Membertou Men's Society. So if I can ask Ryan Gould to step forward. This year, the Membertou Banquet Committee, with the support of Membertou Men's Society, has decided to present this new award. Hard work, dedication, guidance, motivation, and love is put in organized sports by the youth, parents, and most importantly, the team coaches.
Membertou. First, I'd like to say it's an honor for the Membertou Men's Society to serve you here today. Thank you all for being here this evening at the 2020 Membertou Community Awards Banquet. Such a proud celebration for Membertou. This year, the awards committee, along with the help of the Membertou Men's Society, decided to present a new award. It is understood that a lot of hard work and dedication is put into organized sports by our talented youth as well as the parents. We also realize that in order for all these amazing teams to exist, they need the commitment, sacrifice, patience, and compassion from team coaches. We trust these individuals with the well-being and development of our children. We can also benefit from great coaches by learning life skills as well as skills related to the sport. A great coach can also provide the guidance, the love and support, but most importantly, the motivation to remind our youth that they can achieve anything they put their mind to. Also, to never give up when things don't seem to go their way. So this year, it was with great pride and honor that Membertou, along with the Membertou Men's Society, I'd like to acknowledge a very proud, respectable, knowledgeable elder in our community who has been involved in sports as well as coaching for many of the best years. A legend who helped myself and his son crack home runs off the Blue Monster in his backyard, giving us tips and tricks on and off the ice. So please join me in giving a big Membertou round of applause to none other than Mr. Alec Christmas Sr.
watching his grandkids play hockey, so he's still in it. But he appreciates it very much. He told me to say that. Thank you.
Thank you, Alec. Just an amazing person all around for inspiration and motivation. Coaches play a big integral part of who we are. We always remember our coaches. We always remember our mentors, people that we look up to, and Alec is just an amazing. So thank you. For our next awards, in 2016, Membertou introduced an award that recognizes youth within the community for their hard work, their achievements. This year, we had the pleasure of naming this award after a man who was elected as the youngest chief in Canada, Roy Gould. Roy was a young entrepreneur, given Membertou's Roy's Place, an editor of the Micmac News, coordinator of the Wallace-Bernard Memorial Youth Hockey Tournament, the Treaty Day celebrations in Halifax. We love to see our youth strive for greatness. There's no other person that could represent this prestigious award. Roy.
Introduced the Rising Star. These awards are given to the youth within the community for their hard work and achievements. It is only fitting that these awards are named after Membertou's very own, the late Roy Gould. Roy Gould, a lifelong resident of Membertou, was the son of Virginia Gould. At an early age, Roy was always ahead of his time. He had a varied and distinguished career as a journalist, publisher, host coordinator, facilitator, entrepreneur, and elected official. Having begun his career in 1963 at St. Rita's Hospital in Sydney, Roy worked as a development and liaison officer. Roy, along with other Mi'kmaq, helped create the Micmac News, a news magazine that highlighted the news within the nation, but also brought all Mi'kmaq together and informed on issues to the nation. In 1969, Roy Gould became the youngest chief ever elected in the First Nations community in Canada, an amazing achievement and the affirmation of the love the people of Membertou had in their leader, but also the dedication that Roy had for Membertou. Roy was instrumental in finding new ways for all Inuit to communicate. Long before the internet was around, we got the news that was delivered to our mailboxes monthly and enjoyed the articles from here in our own community to places abroad throughout Canada. Besides operating his own restaurant, Roy's Place, a pleasant and feel-good diner on where residents went after a long day of work to get together with good food and maybe have a card game afterwards. He then went on to serve his community of Membertou as elected councillor from 1991 to 1998, and again from 2002 until 2004. Roy also had been the coordinator of the annual Treaty Day celebrations in Halifax and past coordinator of the annual Wallace-Bernard Memorial Youth Hockey Tournament. During his career, Roy also organized and opened the first Native Friendship Center in Halifax in 1972, and from 1970 to 1974, produced and hosted the first Mi'kmaq radio show of Native issues for radio stations in Nova Scotia. Appointed to the Nova Scotia Human Rights Commission from 1969 to 1975, Roy later served on the School Board of Commissioners for the former city of Sydney, and also served on the organizing committee for the 1985 Pope visit to Halifax, and was also co-chaired in the Nova Scotia Indian Summer Games. Mr. Roy Gould was a true gem to our community, with his steadfast knowledge that guided us into the dawn of Mi'kmaq media. A man with many firsts from his younger years, always challenging and going above and beyond expectations when given a task. But most importantly, Roy was a great friend to us all, and was always there for the people of Membertou. Wulali, Roy. Give me day to Wale, meet me day to Mokdisney. Thank you, Roy. We honor you and will always remember you.
The first recipient of our Rising Star Award is Breton Marshall. Breton is the son of Christian and Kimberly Marshall.
Oh my God, he's so
He was born October 12th, 2010, and is the eldest of 3 children. At the age of 4, Breton played t-ball. By the age of 5, he was playing in the winter baseball camp for Sydney District Little League and at the CBU Dome. He was involved for 2 consecutive years and still embraces his love for baseball. While playing for Major Little League for Sydney District in 2017 of January, he learned the skates which he loves for hockey had flourished. He played in the Wallace Bernard Memorial Hockey Tournament, and even had a hat trick at his first game. That following September, Breton was chosen to be on the Sydney Steelers Novice Advanced team in his first year of hockey. In spring 2018, he was asked to be part of the 2019 Nova Scotia Prospects as an underage player. He won the All-Star Forward Award, and he even won the All-Star Forward at the Peter and Mary Agnes Memorial Hockey Tournament in Brookfield, with 6 goals and 4 assists. Now, Breton, he spent 2 Wednesdays per month after school on the ice with a young boy with autism, helping him skate and learn how to shoot some pucks. In 2019, during the Wallies, Breton played a pivotal role on his team with an outstanding 23 goals and was awarded All-Star Defense.
Wow.
Although his numerous goals were a highlight of the games, his sportsmanship and setting goals for the others inspired the younger players on the team. Later that summer, Breton saved his grandparents' dog from drowning in the pool liner. With quick instinct, he reached in and pulled the dog out before it was too late. In 2019, Breton played in the Sydney Steelers Adam AA, as well as the Cape Breton Freeze AAA for Spring Hockey 2020. Along with these teams, Breton received a personal invitation from Jack Finley of HOA to attend a week-long hockey school in Vermont, United States.
Wow.
Breton prides himself on his sportsmanship. In 2020, he has 34 goal assists for his team and 7 goals throughout the season. Not only does Breton have a solid character when it comes to sports, he has a kind and generous heart. He sacrificed many activities with his friends to spend time at the hospital with his Jew, the late Terry Lynn Marshall. After her passing, instead of worrying about himself grieving, he dedicated his time to his grandfather, David. He has been by his side since Terry's passing, helping with Aaron, staying over at night, so his grandfather is alone. All while keeping up with his grades in school and going to hockey 5 days a week.
Wow.
Congratulations, Terry.
Oh, look at his little friends waiting for him. Oh.
Our next recipient of our Rising Star Award is Anastasia Cabet. Anastasia is the daughter of Chance and Kelly Cabet. From a young age, Anastasia has always excelled in sports. She began playing hockey with the Sydney Steelers and then tried basketball, cheerleading, gymnastics, softball, volleyball, I'm not done yet, soccer, track and field, surfing, and boxing.
Wow.
Throughout the years, she played on numerous school teams and is now currently the captain of her basketball team at Sherwood Park Education Center. Anastasia proudly represents her community at the Nova Scotia Mi'kmaq Summer Games and also will be representing Team Nova Scotia at the North American
glad to hear it,
Indigenous
Lacey.
Games. She will be on the basketball team this upcoming summer. In addition to sports, she is also an honor roll student and received awards for excellence in mathematics and physical education. That's to keep all the scores that she has and everything in basketball. She was also elected as school president and was her class representative for 2 years prior. Congratulations, Anastasia.
Congratulations, sweetie.
The Edward Cabet Memorial Award for Language and Culture Introduction. This award, named after a community member who honored the Indigenous and Mi'kmaq language and culture through work and life itself. The award recognizes a community member who made contributions to the Mi'kmaq language and culture. And just to give you a little background on Edward Cabet.
Is given to a person or persons that have continually dedicated themselves to the preservation and promotion of language and culture. Born in the St. River Ojibwe First Nation near Fort Frances, Ontario, Eddie enlisted into the Canadian Armed Forces and served in World War II. Eddie then met the love of his life, Teresa, and moved to Membertou in 1943 under the Veterans Land Act, where they had 7 children. Even though he could go anywhere in Canada, he decided to make roots here in Membertou. Eddie was always deeply connected with his Anishinaabe culture, and at a time of loss in identity and culture throughout the Maritimes, Eddie was there with his children to always promote on what being Indigenous meant through song and dance. Eddie always had the compassion and perseverance in maintaining the culture, which he passed along to his children. In the early days, he created the Kabaddi dancers and performed all over Nova Scotia in different festivals and events. Even though there were times of racism, he continued to beat the drum while his children danced. Eddie also was one of the men that canoed from Chapel Island to Montreal for Canada's 100th birthday for Expo 67. Eddie was also an elite athlete in running, baseball, and in hockey. He received the Tom Longboat Award twice, in 1953 and 54, for being the most outstanding Native athlete in Canada, and also ran in the Boston Marathon and placed 17th in 1954. The very highly placed achievement that is even impressive to this day. But also, Eddie was a great ball player. Nevertheless, his love for hockey was also recognized and was one of the best goalies around. And even as a carpenter and friend, he helped with the restoration and rebuilding of the fortress of Louisburg. But mostly, Edward Cabani was an amazing and humble man. He was so proud of his culture and would never be intimidated to share his culture and teachings. The people of Membertou and all Mi'kmaq throughout Mi'kmaq will be forever grateful for the culture and teachings he possessed and passed on to the next generations. Miigwech, give me day to mule, Miigwide to muktisne. Thank you, Eddie. We honor you and will continue to remember you.
Before giving out this award, if I can ask the Kabaddi family to come forward on the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, the recipients of the Edward Cabani Memorial Award for Language and Culture Introductions is Katie and Natalie McEwen. Katie and Natalie are well-known community members here in Membertou. Katie and Natalie host Grandmother Moon ceremonies and share their teachings amongst others. They are active members of the Wegeness Singers and are also pipe carriers. Katie is the mother of 3 daughters, Laura Lee, Rose, and Natalie. She completed her master's degree and wrote her theses in Mi'kmaq. She has helped many people achieve sobriety through her own stories. She has been active over the last several years with residential school survivors and is considered as one of the community's spiritual leaders. She became a pipe carrier 25 years ago. And Natalie is the daughter of Katie and the mother of Boyd McEwen. She has been working as a registered nurse for the Membertou Wellness Home for the last several years. She graduated from the King University in 2010. Natalie had become a pipe carrier 15 years ago. The community of Membertou describes both ladies as role models. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Katie and Natalie McEwen.
Get that trophy, it's gorgeous. Beautiful. Huh?
Lolly Katie, and Ned. Thank you once again, Katie and Natalie. Thank you to the Kabaddi family as well for their continued preservation as well. And now, for the Grand Chief Membertou Lifetime Achievement Award. The Grand Chief Membertou Lifetime Achievement Award was first introduced in 2009. It is an award that recognizes individuals who made lifelong contributions toward the community. In 2020, the Grand Chief Membertou Lifetime Achievement Award goes to Nora Plore.
Oh my God, that's the lady. No.
Nora was born on June 25th, 1940. She has 4 brothers. She is also the wife of the late Riel Plore. Nora and Riel moved around Ontario and Quebec, then settled in Ottawa. The couple launched an innovative and popular Indian craft boutique on Main Street between 1968 and 1973. In 1976, the Indian Place craft store was moved to St. Peters, Nova Scotia for several years. Nora and her husband Riel collaborated on research, design, and creation of the now famous and much copied The Lord's Prayer in Mi'kmaq.
It is the lady I interviewed.
Hand silk screen on parchment scrolls. In the late 70s and early 80s, Nora worked as a specialty Aboriginal historical costume research and designer for CBC's historical miniseries on the pre-European Mi'kmaq. Throughout the years, Nora were asked multiple times to create a one-of-a-kind piece of tailored leather clothing in her unique style. A fusion of both modern and traditional stylings for a number of celebrities, politicians, and dignitaries, such as Chief Dan George and the Lieutenant Governor General of Nova Scotia. The couple taught several courses in Listagush, and PEI, and Aboriginal arts and crafts, passed down traditional knowledge and techniques. Nora attended McGill University from 1986 to 1990 and obtained her Bachelor of Education degree with a major of home economics. In 1996, she was a member of the National Aboriginal Literacy Gathering as a representative for Nova Scotia Aboriginal Literacy Practitioners. Nora and her husband moved to North Salem, Nova Scotia, and worked at the Eagle's Nest Recovery House. In 2001, she worked as the Adult Education Coordinator for the Mi'kmaq community with the Nova Scotia Department of Education, furthering the cause for the adult literacy with Aboriginal communities. In 2004, Nora became a founding member of the Weave and Literacy team for Atlantic Canada, collaborating to build a Mi'kmaq family literacy network in Nova Scotia and the Atlantic region. Years later, they moved to Truro, Nova Scotia, where they continued their tireless work in the field of education, specializing in First Nation issues with the Mi'kmaq Community Skills and Learning branch of the Department of Education. In 2008, Nora served as an advisory board member to the Fetal Alcohol Syndrome Project of the Mi'kmaq First Nations Healing Society. Also touching on residential school syndrome, youth crime, addictions, and diabetes. As an elder, Nora also has been a supporter of Membertou community and the greater First Nations at large. She created a custom set of leather vestments for Membertou's church on St. Anne, leather clothing as presentation pieces from the Mi'kmaq community. Volunteered her services as a chef for Montreal's Native Friendship Center's Urban Powwow, and volunteered her services as a chef for the Eelgram Powwow. Despite her own health issues and physical limitations, Nora has continued to go to great efforts to attend a significant number of wakes and funerals across the province with the aged Mi'kmaq community. And we are so delighted and honored that Nora can be with us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Nora Plore for the Grand Chief Membertou Lifetime Achievement Award.
This is one of the biggest shocks of my life. I've been many places. I never forgot Membertou. And my family. I always came back. I thank you ever so much. And you are all the reason I am here. Because I was never far from you. Whether I was in British Columbia, up north, anywhere, I was always from Membertou.
I'm crying.
Thank you ever so much.
What a lady.
I have very little words that I could think of that would capture all this, but my heart is ready to burst.
I could tell.
Thank you ever so much.
Aww. Yay!
The elevator's all ready for her over now.
There's still some, I think.
Hey,
How many remaining ones?
I got emotional with Nora. I interviewed her for like 20 minutes before we started tonight.
Really?
Yeah, I got to know her pretty nice. And
Yeah, I was already saying that when she came to the stage, she was happy, but she was really emotional.
yeah.
So I was capturing the shorts, you know.
Nice. Yeah. Good. Well, nice to meet you.
Me too. Hush.
Jen.
Jenna, right?
Yeah. yeah. I'm the grandma of the crew.
You don't look like.
Thank you. So I bring the old people factor.
No, you look very professional. What?
Oh, thank you. It's the camera. It's not me. No.
Congratulations.
It's a live stream, right?
Pardon?
It's a live stream we are putting, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I started the live stream at 4:30, so
Okay.
let's hope the phone
That's what I
makes
say there,
it.
because that one person, if doing the live stream, other person can capture the other shots.
Yeah.
Then you can merge it.
We can do multiple lives
Yeah.
at the same time.
I think Pram are also doing, so I was just capturing the shots and
Okay,
video
cool.
to make it one video after later on.
Oh yeah, Sinead will make a fantastic mesh of it all.
Yeah. I was also be trying that.
Oh,
So
good.
yeah, I'm collecting the media. And
Perfect. Well, it'd be nice to see how you guys' styles interact with each other. Nice.
if you don't mind, can you tell me more about the awards?
Pardon?
Can you tell me more about the awards?
Can I tell you more about the awards? Well, the awards are given out just within the community for.
Only for the speakers?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
It's only for the people who are part of this community.
Okay.
All the other reserves would have their own, I would think. But this is the first time I ever got to come to Membertou, and I mean, I'm a huge cheerleader for Membertou, so
Alright.
yeah.
So if I'm talking to the person who won the, I can say who won the sportsman award.
Oh, yeah.
If I can just talk to him just for 2 minutes. So he's selected as a best sportsman in a community from Cape Breton Island.
Well, he would have got that because he was helping there.
Children from the community,
Yeah,
which is basically on the Cape Breton Island, right?
that's right.
So
Yeah, this area that we're
I
in.
can say community.
Yeah, is it's like how to explain it to someone who's not from Cape Breton? We're all divided into little areas, like you got Sydney, and then you've got Glace Bay, North Sydney, New Waterford. Well, Membertou it's like its own area inside of Sydney, if that makes sense. And they're their own, basically it's like a distinct culture within the city of Sydney.
Yeah, we're just going through the typos here.
Lucky
We're
because
good.
they were here first.
So the next award is the Paul Gould Memorial Award for Sportspersons or Sportspersons of the Year. The Paul Gould Memorial Award for Sportspersons of the Year was established in 1981 in honor of Paul Gould, a community member who enjoyed sports and excelled in any sport that he participated in. For over 4 decades, the Paul Gould Memorial Award were given to community members who dedicate their heart and soul into sports, one male and one female.
What they're doing here is incredible. I would love for the community I live in to do something like this. It would really bring our island together from coast to coast. So we all have a page to learn from Membertou.
And as Paul Gould's family is welcoming us on stage, if they can go to the front.
I love how the whole family comes up.
The Sports Male of the Year award goes to Gideon Paul.
Oh, that's okay. You're good. Congratulations.
Gideon is the son of Felicia Prowl, brother of Michael, Isaiah, and Samuel. He is a grade 6 student attending Sherwood Park Education Center. In 2018, Gideon joined the Cape Breton Toronto swim team and swam into provincials in June of 2019.
My kind of guy.
He competes around the Atlantic province every 2 weeks. He competed in swimming during the 2019 Nova Scotia Mi'kmaq Summer Games. He will also be competing in swimming for the 2020 North American Indigenous Games.
Wow! Woo! My favorite sport is swimming.
Throughout these swimming experiences, he received received 10 gold medals and 5 bronze medals. He also placed 3rd in Nova Scotia with a 50-meter backstroke.
Wow.
Gideon has a natural sportsmanship and continues to break his personal best record.
Aww.
He used to play basketball but decided to put his focus into swimming.
Yeah, I could see why.
Gideon practices in North Sydney and at Kiwanis Pool 6 times per week and spends his free time at the YMCA swimming for extra practice. Aside from swimming, he participates in archery at the Play Palace in Sydney and the Coast Guard College, and also attends boxing with community member and counselor Gail Christmas at the Membertou Boxing Club.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, and the people of Membertou, I give you the male sports person of the year, Mr. Gideon Paul. He's also my neighbor as well. Congratulations, Gideon. And now, for the female sports person of the year of the Paul Gould Memorial Award, goes to Karis Christmas. Karis is the daughter of Chris Christmas and Crystal McLeod. She's a grade 10 student attending Sydney Academy.
Good for her.
Now, Karis started playing basketball in grade 3. She immediately fell in love with the sport and she excelled in it. In grade 4, she made the basketball keeper and rep team. Throughout the 6 years, she had participated and traveled to numerous places across North America. In July of 2017, just 2 months after her 13th birthday, Karis played for Team Nova Scotia in the North American Indigenous Games Under-16 Girls Basketball Division. Now, not only was Karis the youngest player on the team, but she was also the top scorer.
Nice.
She experienced and competed in all age divisions, including the women's division at the Nova Scotia Mi'kmaq Summer Games, and she continues to play in all 3 divisions at the Games, where Membertou still remains undefeated.
I think we've got a super happy little
Karis
sister
is
over here.
currently playing in her second year of Sydney Academy
Very proud of her
basketball
sister.
varsity team. During the Coal Bowl Classic tournament, she scored 24 points, which included 6 3-pointers. During the Coal Bowl Classic tournament, which is very well known here in CBRM, she was immediately noticed because of the YouTube videos that she's done as well. So Acadia University came down and went to go see Karis Christmas in action.
Wow.
So the coordinator of Indigenous Affairs was interested in working with Karis, offering her a position to work with the athletics department to help develop her basketball career as well.
Wow.
Now Karis is known as a humble team player.
She got a good
She
cheerleader.
loves Membertou and is very proud to represent her community by playing in the sport she loves, basketball. Congratulations, Dust. For 2020, the male sports person, Gideon Paul. Female sports person for 2020, Karis Christmas. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give them a round of applause.
nice. Cute. Congratulations. Well, I'm surprised my phone's holding out so good. I came with not quite a full charge. 11%, and all is well.
Wardrobe malfunctions as well, or anything like that. But it's always a great turnout, and it's it's one of our favorite pastimes is to get together on a cold night and and have some pancakes and have some laughs, and and be there and lift each other up. Now for our next award is the Bradley Christmas Memorial Trophy
Look at the size of it.
for the Citizen of the Year. The Bradley Christmas Memorial Award for Citizen of the Year was established in 1979 in memory of a young man who dedicated his time and was very involved with the community of Membertou, Bradley Christmas. This particular award has been given out to over 40 community members who dedicated their service and time to Membertou. For 2020, the Bradley Christmas Memorial Trophy for Citizens of the Year goes out to the legendary Emily Tall. We're going to play the video for you now, and then we'll call it the thing.
Membertou Citizen of the Year Award was a concept that was discussed and introduced by the Membertou Chief and Council in the late 1970s. At that time, it was recognized that the community of Membertou, although a small community in size and population, was a community that consisted of many outstanding, devoted individuals who volunteered and donated their time to various community initiatives. It was recognized that Membertou's positive growth as a community was because of the hard work and tireless efforts of such individuals. And without such people, Membertou would not be the outstanding community that it was. The development of the Citizen of the Year Award was primarily inspired by one very special community member, an individual who, following his youth, made major contributions to Membertou and inspired others to do the same. This individual was Bradley Thomas Christmas, the youngest son of Lou Christmas and the late Bernie Christmas. Bradley was born in Sydney on November 19, 1962. At a very young age, he became a foundational member of the community. Bradley had no form of personality that spoke for itself, and his smile and humor. He had charismatic qualities that made him feel just being around him.
Aww. How nice to hear, Paula.
Something we normally don't see in youth, and by the time Bradley was 12, he was
She's very overwhelmed. Like I've shed so many tears here tonight over these awards. Woo. Such a nice event to be part of. So glad you guys are tuning in and getting to see your family winning these things live. These awesome awards. Aww, she's so emotional.
And made many good friends along the way. Bradley had a personal relationship with so many people around him, be it as a son, a brother, a teacher, volunteered much of his time to reconnect rooms to assist in Roy Gould and his staff wherever he could. Roy Gould recognized him as a special person as that was, characterized him in the following. Bradley was special needs, special in that he was in the life of everyone he associated with, whatever capacity he happened to be in. Brad was a Santa to our children, a sportsman to his team, a friendly storekeeper, a smiling babysitter, a friend to strangers, and above all, he was Bradley. The large number of nameless lists of people held high hopes that Bradley would return back to Membertou with his humor and friendly bit of sarcasm. Sadly, Bradley left us all too soon on May 12, 1979, at the young age of 16. It is in his honor that we bestow this award to community members today as a reminder that one individual's personal contribution.
God love them boys. That's a heavy trophy, I bet, right now.
And touch so many lives.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Bradley Christmas Award for 17 years is Emily Paul. Emily is a well-known community member here in Membertou. She is the mother of 3 boys and the grandmother of 6. With over 30 years of volunteer services, Emily's hard work and dedication does not go unnoticed. Her involvement within her community dates back to the early 1980s. Emily took time out of her day to volunteer at the following community events. The first summer games in the early 80s, the funerals, the Sully Days, the powwows, the Wallace Bernard Memorial Hockey Tournament, Cape Breton Bike Fest, the Gingerbread House Light and Parade, and so many more. She has also helped out with fundraisers for the children of Membertou, religion classes, and was involved with the ladies group by helping prepare food for funerals, powwows, etc. Emily had attended the Missing and Murdered Women's Assembly in honor of her sister Emma. The Membertou community describes Emily as a selfless community member, a mentor, a creative artist, and an amazing and bubbly woman who goes above and beyond for her community. Emily Paul, congratulations.
Aw, she loves it. No.
You didn't find any containers back there? And go that way and ask them for containers.
Go right.
Go back, yeah, go right.
I just want to say thank you. Volunteering to me comes from the heart. I will volunteer my time as long as because it's not volunteering anymore when somebody gives you money. And when somebody does that, I will stop away. And she asked me, she said, "You're always at Wakes. We as a family want to know how much you want to charge if you be at our home." And I told her, "If you have $1 million, I'll be happy to pay you." I said, "What I do for Wakes, I do it for me. I give back to my community. Community to me means the world to me. And I love doing what I do. I have the best boss lady going. You look at me, but I don't pay attention. And working with Mike and JR, I told them I will cook for them until I can. So they're stopping.
I know.
So if you can teach your children to lend a helping hand without that dirty dollar, you're doing good. Because money don't mean shit.
I like her. Can you let her know that Corey, her son, said, "Love you, Mom, so much"?
Now, due to technical difficulties, we had
Congratulations. Your son Corey says, "Congrats, Mom, I love you so much." And Candace Paul can't think of anyone who deserves it more than you, Emma.
What might Carrie that we have to remember of all the amazing people that passed on of this award and the past awards that we have with this sports person. So I would like to play the Paul Gold.
Congrats again, darling. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've been live since I went.
Sounds on great. I don't think the sound. There's no sound, right?
Somebody's going to get you.
Oh, you're very welcome, Paula. We're happy to be here and we're happy to provide it. 27 right now. All right, where's our sound guy?
Janet, from how long are you doing this?
Doing this?
From
for
4 o'clock?
Yeah,
Today?
4:30. Yeah.
Okay. So let's make a short video. I'm gonna say that behind the live stream, she's the one who is putting all the effort, right? So, and then we can add to the video, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So here you can see the guys. She's Janet. She's live streaming for us from like 4 o'clock.
So yeah, highly recommend the iPhone. Yeah, because the battery would have died. Right? Yeah, short's good for some things.
Maybe you guys say the glitch though, but the pictures are just as amazing as well.
Ooh, more drum. I love the drum. Wakes your soul up, don't you know? The drum, it wakes your whole soul up.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I used to sell down at the ports, and they had them all come in, and the team, I don't know what they're called, to be honest with you, but they have a group that does just the drums and the singing, and they came, and I'm telling you, if you've seen the size of the pavilion, it's a big building like this. I thought the roof was going to come off. It was incredible. It was like intense, incredible. It was insane. Yeah, it was one of them things that you need to be there to feel it, and you felt it through every ounce of your body. You could feel the singing and the drums. Yeah, it's an experience. Incredible.
It was.
Yep. It's very unusual looking. I didn't think it would look like that. Oh, and a cross on the underside, huh? Almost like the stonemason's cross. Yeah?
Something I found.
Yeah? Oh. Did you drop something? What did you drop?
Piece of my tie.
Piece of your tie.
Yeah, because my eyes are
Oh.
really.
It looks like a memory card.
No, I can't try.
Yeah. You see it shining?
Yeah.
I'm gonna crawl. I'll find it. If it's shining, I'm gonna find it. Oh, the Micmac honor song. We must be at the closing ceremonies type deal here.
Never do that, nerds.
Ooh. We're in for a treat. Even the little ones are pounding on the stage wanting to hurry up and start. That's adorable. Oh, look. He's inviting them on the stage. Oh, that's incredible. Oh. Encourage them to be drummers. That's so...
So I just want to give a big congratulations to all the award winners for making Membertou of what it is. And we want to end it off by honoring all the winners and every community member with an honor song. And in closing, we have to-go boxes as well for anybody who wants to take more food back home to your guys' homes as well. For people that couldn't make it. But this song is to honor all of our winners tonight. Well, all the others.
How nice. Oh, they know the words. I'm dying. This is so cute. Love this boy. that little boy made that whole thing incredible. Yeah, so I'm a bit of a mess now. The awards got me all teary-eyed and whatnot because these kids are incredible, and everybody here is incredible.
Membertou! The best preserver in the world.
Membertou!
There we go. Have a great night, guys.
All right, guys, that's a wrap here for Cape Breton Live TV tonight from Membertou Trade and Convention Center for the best awards show that you could possibly come to. Have a great night.